Borderline personality disorder, or BPD, is a mental health condition that affects 1 to 3% of people, and we're going to explore some of the symptoms associated with it. First, it's important to understand that BPD can arise from traumatic experiences, brain chemistry, and family history. People with BPD may have experienced a traumatic event in their life, like abuse, neglect, or violence, that affects how they see themselves and the world around them. They may also have a genetic predisposition to the disorder, making them more vulnerable to developing it. Having had to adapt to some challenging life situations, people with these personality traits may have a lot of skills and qualities that help them be successful. During hard moments, it's important to give grace and know everyone is trying the best they can. One of the main symptoms of BPD is a feeling of emptiness. People with BPD may feel like something is missing from their lives, and this can make it difficult for them to form meaningful connections with others. For example, Jane has been living with BPD for over 20 years, and she often feels like she's just going through the motions of life without any real purpose. She struggles to connect with others, and this has led to feelings of isolation and loneliness. Imagine this: Jane's partner cancels their dinner plans last minute. Jane begins to feel an intense mix of sadness and anger, which quickly spirals into self-hatred and despair. She starts to feel like her partner doesn't care about her and wants to break up with her. Sarah's partner, confused and frustrated by her sudden emotional outburst, tries to comfort her but is met with resistance and more anger. Another symptom of BPD is emotional instability and intense emotions. People with BPD can experience intense mood swings, going from feeling happy one moment to sad or angry the next. This emotional roller coaster can be overwhelming and exhausting. For instance, John has lived with BPD for many years. He often finds himself feeling very emotional and overwhelmed by his feelings. He might be fine one moment, but then a small slight or criticism can send him spiraling into intense emotional pain. This means he has to work very hard to communicate effectively in his relationships. Tom sometimes struggles to control his anger, and he often finds himself getting very angry over small things. This anger can be overwhelming and can cause problems in his relationships. Imagine this: Jake's girlfriend has been busy with work and hasn't been able to spend much time with him. Jake's fear of abandonment kicks in and he starts to feel like she doesn't care about him anymore. He begins to text her constantly, demanding her attention and reassurance. His girlfriend, feeling overwhelmed and smothered, begins to pull away from Jake. This makes Jake feel even more deserted and rejected, which further fuels his fear. The fear of abandonment is another common symptom of BPD. People with BPD may feel like they're always on the verge of being abandoned, which can lead to intense feelings of anxiety and fear. For example, Jake is always worried that his partner will leave him. This fear of being left alone can be so overwhelming that he may even threaten to hurt himself to prevent it from happening. Imagine this: Maria starts dating a new person and immediately feels like she needs to be the perfect girlfriend. She takes on all of her partner's interests and hobbies, even if she doesn't really enjoy them. She starts to lose touch with who she is and what she enjoys, leading to a feeling of emptiness and confusion about her own identity. Unstable identity is another symptom of BPD. People with BPD may struggle to form a sense of self, making it difficult for them to understand who they are and what they want out of life. They may feel like they are constantly changing depending on who they are around. This can be particularly challenging in relationships, as the person may try to become who they think their partner wants them to be, leading to feelings of emptiness and confusion. For example, Michael has never been quite sure of who he is or what he wants. He often finds himself adopting different personas to fit in with different social groups. Imagine this: David and his partner go out to a bar for a friend's birthday. David, feeling restless and impulsive, starts drinking heavily and encouraging his partner to do the same. They end up getting into a fight and David storms out of the bar, driving home recklessly. His partner, feeling scared and upset, begins to question their relationship and David's behavior. Impulsivity is another symptom of BPD. People with BPD may engage in risky behaviors without thinking about the consequences. This can affect their career, finances, and relationships. For instance, Karen has BPD and she often makes impulsive decisions like quitting her job or spending all her money on a whim. Imagine this: Sarah and her partner get into an argument over something minor. Sarah becomes so angry that she starts yelling and throwing things. She begins to see her partner as the enemy and starts saying things like, "You're always against me and I can't trust you." Her partner, feeling scared and overwhelmed, tries to de-escalate the situation but is met with more anger and hostility. Splitting is another symptom of BPD. People with BPD may see things in black and white, meaning they either love or hate someone or something. This can cause them to have trouble seeing the gray area in between. For example, Lisa often struggles with seeing the good and bad in people. She may love someone one day and hate them the next, which can make it difficult for her to form lasting relationships. She frequently misses red flags in new relationships. She often describes her manager as a villain out to keep her down. But the assistant manager is seen as always understanding and doing the best she can. Self-hate or harm is another symptom of BPD. People with BPD may struggle with self-esteem and engage in self-harming behaviors. They might also struggle with feelings of worthlessness, shame, or self-loathing, which can make it difficult to form close relationships or even take care of themselves. For instance, James often struggles with feelings of self-hate. He may engage in self-harm as a way to cope with these intense emotions. Finally, dissociation and paranoia are also common symptoms of BPD. Dissociation can involve feeling disconnected from one's thoughts, feelings, or surroundings, as if one is watching oneself from outside the body. Paranoia can involve feeling like others are out to get you or that the world is a dangerous, unpredictable place. These symptoms can be extremely distressing and can make it difficult to form close relationships or feel safe in the world. So, to sum up, borderline personality disorder is a complex condition that can be challenging to live with. However, with the right support, many people with BPD learn to manage their symptoms and build fulfilling lives. If you or someone you know is struggling with BPD, it's important to seek professional help and connect with others who understand what you're going through. Remember, you're not alone, and there is hope for a brighter future. Like and subscribe. What additional do you want? Comment below.